Well, I started after I left school with Elizabeth Arden in John Lewis, Oxford Street. I was there for about 18 months and then I was asked if I would like to work in the salon in Bond Street, which I gladly accepted. I was then offered the chance to train as a beautician, which I thought was wonderful. So I jumped at that, and it was quite a bizarre time really to train because it was very unique. There were just two of us and with the trainer, and we were in the factory in East Acton. This really wouldn't happen now. And we used to practice on the factory staff, and so that we would be up to speed, obviously, to go into, well, a high-end sort of salon in Bond Street, which I did, and it was lovely. I was a trained beautician by them. Since then, I've actually retrained several times to keep up to date with current techniques. But it was a unique atmosphere in the way that you didn't know who was going to come through your door. It could be someone famous, it could be a cool girl, it could be anybody. Tupperware, you know, when they used to sell those plastic containers, those ladies used to be treated by their company if they'd sold so much, and you know, you'd get a group of them coming in once or twice a year into the salon to be treated. My time there was lovely. I found the situation quite pressurised because you literally do have to have one client after another. You have to sell them products. So by the time you finished, you know, one person, you tried to sell, you then had to quickly turn around and greet somebody else. And I found that a bit disconcerting, really, because I felt I wasn't giving enough of my time to that client. So I then did start to work from home over, you know, several periods in my life. And I have also worked for universities, placing students in industry too. And I also studied and got a degree, which was lovely. They also sponsored me to study, which was great. And then I came back to beauty and retrained with different companies, recently training with OPI in Watford. And I just love doing what I do. I also trained with Colour Me Beautiful, so I can actually advise people on colour, style, makeup. And I just enjoy doing that because I like helping people who have a low self-esteem. You know, we all see ourselves differently. We all think we look a certain way when, in fact, you know, I try to get people to look at themselves from how other people might see them rather than how they see themselves. Well, I personally think it's helping people. That's what drives me forward. You know, when someone comes in and they feel a bit dowdy, you know, and they don't feel they're looking their best, I feel happy when they walk out and they feel refreshed. Their makeup may be done. They, you know, then have a different view of themselves and walk out with a spring in their step. So a completely different way to how they walked in. And that's what drives me forward, actually. I think I've actually been born with a gift for colour anyway, seeing colour and seeing how it suits people. Again, helping people improve their skin conditions. It's not just about really painting nails or, you know, the end and the facade. It's really more about the entire look for the person. I think my maturity, being able to deal with people, no matter who you are. You know, my experience of working in different places has given me that experience in dealing with all sorts of people, whether they're confident or they lack confidence. And I think, you know, that's what, you know, drives me forward. I think by being a sincere person, I think that shines through. Encouraging people to be themselves when they're with me, to relax. I play lovely spa music when I'm giving the treatment, so I like to encourage total relaxation. Well, I moved to Tenterden, so it's been very busy. I've been, doing, decorating, gardening, that sort of thing, but also setting up a new business in Tenterden. I only lived sort of 6 miles down the road previously, so I knew the area and felt sort of encouraged to move here and thought that, I could develop the business further. I did initially think that I would do mobile, but with the COVID restrictions and the virus, I can guarantee more of a safe environment by working from home. And also, I would not have more than 2 clients a day, so I can make sure that I, provide a sterile environment. I think being a beautician, we're used to working within a sort of very clean environment anyway. So for me, there isn't huge changes. Obviously, we have to wear face masks and gloves and visors, which is fine. And, obviously clients have to wear face masks too. And we always start by using an alcohol gel to clean our hands and to make sure that, everybody's safe. I've had brilliant training recently. During lockdown, I've passed a course for, making sure that the environment is safe. I think my certificate is actually on the Google business site anyway. So, people can see that I've passed all the tests for it. I think it's because I don't rush anybody. I wouldn't call it a nail farm either, where it's literally one person in, the next person, one person out, the next person in. I don't really like that environment. I don't think a client goes away feeling as though they've been pampered, truly pampered. So I wouldn't operate that way. For me, my unique selling point, if you like, is the fact that I really do take care of clients, and I'm not clock watching all the time. Well, ladies and men who feel that, their fingernails are awful, their toenails are awful, they've got hard skin, people who feel that, it's a challenge for me. That's the sort of client that I really like to deal with. But, I'm happy to deal with anybody. I can actually offer things like manicures and pedicures. It's very close to what a chiropodist does. For instance, removing hard skin, dealing with their toenails, making sure the foot is moisturised nicely. Obviously, I don't put the nail polish on at the end, which is obviously, men are grateful for. I can do facials for men as well. And also, I offer an image consultation for men. I think men quite often forget that they need to look nice too, and it's all very easy to let themselves go. And the typical navy suit or grey suit with a white shirt quite often doesn't actually suit them. So I give examples of what to wear and what not to wear. I've done the training at Colour Me Beautiful for men too. I think there's a huge growth in men's products. Certainly Boots have recognised it, and a lot of the other top beauty brands have realised that men are starting to look at their skin, wanting to look good. So yes, I think there is a huge turnaround, which I'm pleased to say. I think mostly their nails. You know, some people are so embarrassed they don't want to come to me because they feel that they are in such a state in their hands. But I'd say, you know, that's more reason to come, because you'll be surprised what, you know, I can do to help. Well, I would recommend a weekly exfoliation. Take, you know, it's a lovely cream that you can use, and you apply it in after cleansing, and then you apply it in a circular motion on the face, and that removes the dead skin cells. So then, if you're going to moisturise, it will make it far more effective because it removes the dead skin cells on the surface of the skin. The secret really is to keep the skin as clean as possible, and to cleanse twice a day, morning and night. I'd like to have some nice regular clients who come to see me, and to move forward. You know, not to be. I really don't want to get to the stage where I'm seeing a client an hour, because that would go against my whole ethos, if you like. So, you know, really to help as many people as I can within the time that, you know, that I have. I am an enthusiastic person, but I would really like to keep it a personal service for people, you know, a private environment. I think if you expand, then you're going to be then in the scenario of the bigger salons, where you're going to get all the hustle and bustle, and really that's not a relaxing atmosphere to be in. I'm actually on Google, so people can find me through that by just probably typing in Elaine Evans Beautician, and they'll find me, and it comes up under the Tenterden area. And my email is Elaine, that's ELAINE, at eevans.co.uk.